Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to talk about semantics. Our next lecture in semantics is about time and aspect. These two are very important notions, concepts of semantics. First of all, we should remember that time is of two types. Number one, the time of the event which in which something happened, the time of the event in which something happened, and the time of utterance in which you are talking about that event. For example, I had breakfast in the morning, or I had breakfast at 7:30 a.m. and I am telling you this at 10 a.m. So it means first time was the time of the event and the second time is the time of utterance. Okay, tense is the inflection on a verb with reference to the time of the utterance. It is the correspondence between the form of the verb and our concept of time. On the other hand, aspect, it is a term used to describe the state of the verb action as beginning, in progress, or completed. It expresses how the speaker views the action of the verb. Time talks about when, and aspect talks about how. So we have three kinds of aspects: simple, progressive, and perfective. Perfective does not mean ideal. Here, basically, it means the completion of the action. But when we look at the conjugation of the verb, we see that there are two kinds of verbs. For example, go, went, and gone. Gone is the third form of the verb, which is the perfective form. So there is no future form given in this conjugation. Play, played, and played. Wash, washed, and washed. Watch, watched, and watched. Speak, spoke, spoken. So far as the verb conjugation is concerned, again the time is of two types. But of course, we have third time as well, that is the future time. So present, past, and future. Though verb conjugation is not showing any future time, but we use will or shall to talk about future time. Moreover, we have got present continuous tense, which is used to talk about future. Ali or Pakistan will be playing against Australia the next month. Even present simple tense is used to talk about future time. Pakistan plays against Australia next month. So when something is part of the timetable and it is not decided by that human being who is involved, then we use present simple tense to talk about future action. And when time and place they have been decided and everybody knows about them, then present continuous tense is used to talk about future. Then there is verb be, to be. Ali is to go. Ahmad is to write this essay. So it means in near future, maybe after 1 hour, maybe after 2 hours, Ahmad is to write this essay. So time, first of all, we should know the difference between the event time and the utterance time. So same is the case in the narrative. If any novel which is there on a piece of paper, so narrative time, narrative is going on. So there is a time of the event and there is time of the telling of that event. So this is how we differentiate between time. Then verb conjugation. Okay, on the basis of this verb conjugation, we can say there are two types of time, past and present. But of course, we have third kind of time, that is future time. So with the help of will or shall, we can talk about future. And with the help of verb be, to be, we can talk about future. With the help of present simple tense, we can talk about future. And with the help of present continuous tense, we can talk about the future. Then there is second conditional sentence that we can also use to talk about future. If I were the Minister of Education, I would bring lot of changes in the education system of Pakistan. So it means that we are using second form of the verb, but the meaning is in the future. Then we should remember in English language, okay, we have got different kinds of times like past and present and future. So in present time, the verb, it tells us that what kind of time it is talking about. For example, Ali plays cricket, so verb is plays, and s is telling us that this is the third person singular, and verb is present, time is present. I play cricket. So, first form of the verb play with I is telling that this is present tense. I played cricket. So, ed with verb play, making it played, is telling us that this is past simple tense. She sang a song. Sang, which is the second form of the verb, it is telling us that we are talking about past time. She will sing a song tomorrow in the party. She will sing. So, will plus first form of the verb is telling us that this is the future simple tense. So, this is how we can talk about time. So, verb is a word, is an element in the sentence which usually explains, which usually talks about the time. And it tells us whether it is present time, past time, or future time. Then we have talked about that time can also be told with the help of verb be. Ahmad is to go, Ali is to write a letter, Ahmad is about to write a letter. So, about to write a letter, again telling us that we are talking about near future. Then going to plus first form of the verb, it is also used for future purposes. It is going to rain tonight. Ahmad is going to write an essay. So going to plus first form of the verb also talks about future. Then there are certain adverbials or adverb words. They also talk about future time. I will help you tomorrow. So the word tomorrow here is telling us about future time. We met yesterday. No doubt, met is also talking about past, but yesterday, the adverb of time, it is also telling us about past time. And then there are certain adverbs that we can use with present perfect tense, like today, because the day has not yet finished. So we can talk about today using present perfect tense. So this is how we can talk about time. Then there are different, okay, plural suffixes like sa sound, is sound, and za sound, like possess and possesses, work and works. So, of course, Ali works hard. So, works, present simple tense. She possesses this pen, possesses. So, possess and possesses, it is telling us that we are talking about present simple tense. Then there are some other helping verbs like can, may, will, shall, So second form of can is could, of will is would, of shall is should, of may is might, must. Second form of must is have to. Remember, have to, had to. Have to and has to, they have past form, that is had to. And second form of must is also had to. Okay. Then will is would and shall is should. So this is how we can come to know that we are talking about past time. Okay. Then we should remember that do, have, they also talk about time. So first form of be is, am, and are. Second form is was and were. So was and were explains that we are talking about past. Ahmed was a good student when he was in university. They were playing cricket. Amna and Shan were very good friends. So were very good friends. Were is telling us that we are talking about past. I am a teacher. You are a student. They are doing their job well. They are doing. So are is telling that we are talking about present. Then have. I have got a pen and I have had a pen, or I had a pen. So had a pen is past, perfect tense. Had a pen. And I have had a pen is present perfect tense. Okay. So this is how, with the help of verb, we can come to know about the time. And we can know that whether we are talking about present time, past time, or future time. Then we should also talk about English aspect system. Remember that aspect is of three kinds in English: simple aspect, continuous or progressive aspect, and perfective aspect. And I have told you that aspect talks about that what how something has happened. Okay? Time is talking about when, and aspect is talking about how. Simple aspect talks about habitual action, or maybe some truthful thing, like God is one. So this is a truth. All over the world, people will say, yes, God is one. Ahmed plays cricket daily. So we are talking about Ahmed's habitual action, that this is Ahmed's habit, that Ahmed plays cricket daily. She goes to university daily. She comes to class on time. Now it is up to a speaker, up to an author, up to a person, that what kind of aspect he or she wants to talk about. Whether he or she wants to talk about habitual action, or a truthful thing, or something which is going on, like continuous or progressive aspect. Ahmed is flying a kite. Now we don't know when did Ahmed start flying the kite, when did Ahmed end flying the kite. In continuous aspect, we are talking about the middle part of the activity. We do not know the starting point, we do not know the ending point. We just know the middle part of the activity. So, metaphorically, when time is represented, okay, so we always show that time is going horizontally, and in the middle, some activity is being carried out, and we don't know the starting point and we don't know the ending point. And then there is perfective aspect, in which we talk about that something has completed or some action has completed. Ahmed has written this essay. So this sentence is telling us that Ahmed has completed the writing, or the writing of this essay, the activity of writing this essay. She has broken this chair. So it means that the chair's shape has changed now, and we are talking about the activity of breaking. something, that is chair. So aspect is of three kinds: simple aspect, continuous or progressive aspect, and perfective aspect. Then we should also remember the kinds of verbs. There are basically two kinds of verbs: stative verbs and dynamic verbs. Stative verbs, they show the state of an activity. Ahmed is a teacher, so it is showing the state of Ahmed. State is usually continuous, okay? It is unchanging. You are a student, so of course at least for 4 years, for 5 years you will remain a student. So this is a continuous state. So there are stative verbs and there are dynamic verbs. Dynamic verbs, they show, action, like apply, belong, okay, believe. But even the word believe, see, we cannot use them in continuous tense, okay. So the dog chased the cat. So chased is a dynamic verb. Ahmed talked to Shamim. Talked is a dynamic verb. It is showing some activity. Okay. Ahmed talked to Imran for 4 hours. Okay. So we are talking about dynamic and stative verbs. Stative verbs, they show some kind of statement. Dynamic verbs, they show some kind of activity which is in progress, which is going on. Today we have talked about time and aspect. I have said time is of two types: the time of the activity when it happened, and the time of utterance when we are explaining that something happened. So far as verb conjugation is concerned, again there are two types of time: past and present, played and play, sing and sang. But there is future time as well. Future time can be expressed with the help of will plus first form or shall plus first form of the verb. Then we have talked about that present continuous tense can be used for future purposes, present simple tense can be used for future purposes, and second conditional can also be used for future purposes. Then there are certain other verbs like be, to be, or going to plus first form of the verb. They can be used to talk about future tense. Then we have talked about aspect, and I have said that aspect is of three kinds: simple aspect, continuous aspect, and perfective aspect. Perfective does not mean ideal, it shows the completion of the activity. Continuous aspect shows the middle part of the activity. Here we do not know the starting point or the ending point of the activity, we just know the middle part of the activity. And habitual action shows the habits of a person or some truthful event or activity. Thank you very much.